What is up, Internet Land? Zachamus Prime, aka Zachamus Prime, here with another Transformers third-party review. And as you can tell from how claustrophobic my hands are, we're reviewing a Legend scale figure. This is the Newage Hughes. This is their masterpiece style Legend scale Power Glide, and my gosh, this thing is astounding to me. So, I'm just going to come right out and say that I think that this figure is almost as good as that is, well, I would say about as good as that DX9 Power Glide that I reviewed some time ago. It really nails it. And yeah, it's really, really, really well done. I like the like glossy baked on paint. The sculpt of it is really good. The posability is really good. The transformation is nice. The proportions are great. I mean, it nails the aesthetic so well. He's got his little derpy little cone head, and those little triangular shaped feet. Everything is integrated in well. He's even got little tiny die-cast blocks in his thighs. For whatever reason, I would say to give him a little bit of heft, but probably just to make it so that he doesn't blow away at the faintest breeze, because this figure is very, very small. Here he is in scale with the Newage Optimus Prime. He's definitely not shirking the size responsibility of a mini-bot. But yeah, so let's talk about his accessories real quick. He does come with a gun. This gun is just molded all in one single piece of gray plastic. Fits in his hand exactly as you'd expect. He can point it around and probably make pew pew noises if he could make pew pew noises. And it looks good. This is very much the kind of typical gun that you find these guys have. I mean, shoot, the Newage Ironhide came with almost identical looking guns, though strangely enough, Power Glide has a lot more sculpt on his. He also comes with a alien mask, which is done really well. It's even got little black pupils done on the face. This is molded in gray plastic. I suspect it probably came off the same sprue as this, and well, yeah, probably the same sprue. I was just noticing that the shade of gray looks noticeably different, but I wonder how much of that is the light bleed through of the green paint. Anyhow, that can be attached to his face by putting away his face, actually. You take that and flip that around, and then this little square peg on the back will fit into this square hole here, and now he's got a zombie face. And he can be this but yeah, looks good enough for sure. He also comes with a stand. Not many of these figures include a stand, but it's got this little 5mm port that also has a hole in it, almost like a Minicon port, but this is not Minicon sized. And this little peg on his butt will plug firmly into that hole there. And then you can put him in some sort of aerial flying pose or doing whatever you want. La-di-da-di-da. And this is I think this is basically the same stand that came with the Shockwave. The base certainly looks the same. The arm looks pretty much the same. I don't remember if this is the same. But yeah, it's got the swivel here at this peg, swivels here, and then you got a swivel here at this peg. So, fairly articulate little stand. But yeah, one other little gimmick that I think is cool. If you open up his chest, he definitely has... It probably could have used like a pink paint app. They couldn't do the like inset part of the heart because this mold is made from two mold pieces that come in from the sides, so you can't have any undercuts in there. So yeah, a pink paint app would turn that into a more distinct heart shape. But they definitely took the effort to sculpt it in, and I appreciate that kind of effort for what I admittedly feel is not necessarily a... Well, I mean, I guess it does factor critically into like the one Power Glide focused episode in the whole series, so maybe it is an important thing. But anyhow, let's talk about posability. So his head will rotate all the way around. You may need to move the wings out of the way slightly to get that to work. His arms will rotate all the way around. They'll come out for the full tree pose. There is a bicep swivel cut in here. Single joint elbow at the elbow for a big range of motion. He's got a wrist swivel. His wrist is actually on a little peg. You might pop that off if you swivel it too much. He's got a waist joint plus an ab crunch that goes that far forward and that far back. And honestly, because of the like red doodads that's in the middle, I don't even feel like that breaks the sculpt that badly. Like, that's really well done. His leg, his hip is all in this kind of like, conjoined skirt armor thingamajig, so his leg will kick that far forward and not at all back. His leg goes out for about 115% of a Van Damme. You got a thigh swivel, single joint bend at the knee for 90 degrees. He does have a rotation here just below the knee, but that's mostly for transformation. His toe will point down, his heel will point down, and you can get some rotation here at the ankle. And then this panel here will move, giving you your ankle rocker, essentially. So all in all, really good range of posability, and it comes by it naturally. But yeah, I dig this guy. I dig this guy so freaking much. I've been falling behind in my Newage purchases this year because I'm saving up for a very large purchase. And so I don't have my own copy of Grimlock yet. I don't have an Omega Supreme yet. I don't have an Inferno yet. Woe is me. But anyhow, I'm working on it. But to get this guy transformed up, first we want to do is we want to start basically with the legs. We're going to take his leg and spin it at the knee, and then we're going to spin it at the ankle, and then we're going to spin it at the thigh. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take this part here and unfold this and unfold that. Put down this little point here and this little point here. And then you're going to disconnect this engine part and bring this out. And then this whole part is going to come up, basically up and around. It actually helps if you bring his leg all the way out. Let me look at it from this angle for this one. So when you bring this all into place, this little panel here is going to tuck in behind this front skirt, and then you can bring this back in. And then you can slide this part of the engine up, rotate this around on this little ball joint, and then just kind of keep that there for now. And then we're going to do the other leg, and we'll look at it from the other perspective, because hopefully that'll give us a better look. So we're going to bring this out. We're going to rotate at the thigh, rotate at the knee, rotate at the ankle. Unfold the ankle. And unfold the ankle, and then bring this all together. Unpeg that little engine thing, and then this whole thing is going to, you want to make sure that this leg is all the way out. Let's see if I can get that arm out of the way so you can see it from this perspective. This whole thing is going to come up and around and then just kind of shoop into place. And then with that in place, you can bring this back in. And now these legs will tab together. This engine will slide back on this little slider, rotate around that little ball joint. And now he's basically half done. So for this other half, you want to rotate this at the waist, disconnect these wings. Before you get too far into that, you can actually take and open up this panel here on his wrist and then bring this up. That'll allow you to bend his arm all the way up. And then you'll see there's a little tab on his arm here. That's going to fit into the slot right here, like so. And let's do the same real quick for the other one. So open that panel up. Fold that elbow all the way in. Bring this in so that tab goes home. Open these up there. And now, with these disconnected from those tabs, now this whole assembly will start to rotate around. And so that'll give you space to pull out this little chunk here. And then you can fold in these tabs. And you'll see that when you fold in these tabs, that brings out these pegs. And those pegs are going to go into these holes right here. You want to open up this and bring this down part way. And as you bring that down, you'll want to bring up this, the back of the cockpit here, and then bring this in the rest of the way. Because with it all the way down like this, this won't deploy more than that. And with it all the way up, it also, well, I guess it'll basically go the full way that way. Yeah. But basically, you want to get that done before you bring this all the way out. You'll have this little tab on his dick plate will plug into this little slot on what used to be his back. And that just kind of plugs in right there. And then last but not least, you want to fold his face away. Arrange things in a way that you like. And there you have him in his vehicle mode. And I know that he's supposed to homage kind of an A-10 Warthog. And it kind of does. Of course, the shape of the fuselage is all wrong. But, you know, the broad strokes of it are accurate enough. I do like the red pin-ups here on the insides. What used to be the inside of the thighs is now the outside of the fuselage. We saw this sort of thing on the DX9 Richtofen, and so I wonder how much of the concept they got from that actually. I haven't found anything really solid to back it up, but I am about 90% certain that Newage is actually branched off of DX9, so they may have borrowed some of the engineering from that Richtofen. Gosh, I kind of wish that I still had. I don't believe I do. Kind of wish that I still had that Richtofen so that I could compare these more directly. But anyhow, yeah, fantastic. No landing gear or anything on it. So if you stick it down, he's going to plop down in a tail heavy position. You can bring this up. The little the little peg on the underside is still very much available, so that can be plugged in. And you can stick him on his little flight stand and flight him around on his stand. We can go like that. He can be super front heavy. But yeah, no place to hold these. Well, let me see. There are little holes on this. You can stick one there. And this guy doesn't really want to go anywhere. I don't know. Holding one of them was a great idea, though. Wait. No, don't want to go into the round hole. But anyhow, there's the Newage Hughes. I think it's probably named after Howard Hughes. Oh, I gotta get this. It's too close to the camera. It's so small that I have to bring it close to the camera so you can see the details. But if I bring it too close, then it's not in focus. But yeah, there it is. Fantastic. I really like this. But anyhow, that's all I got for today. Thanks everybody for watching. You guys are fantastic. Everybody stay awesome and be good to each other. See ya.